Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Mike.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Linguivia English Podcast. I'm Tom. So, Mike, can I ask you something?
Sure, go ahead.
When you were learning English, did you say please all the time?
Oh my God, yes. Please do this. Please give me that. Please help me. I said please like 1,000 times a day.
Right? And then you meet native speakers and they don't say please as much as you do.
Exactly. I remember thinking, wait, are they being rude? But no, they were still polite. They just used different words.
That's what we're talking about today. How to be polite without overusing the word please.
This is going to be useful because honestly, when you say please too much, it sounds a bit strange.
It does. It's not wrong, but it sounds too formal or like you're begging for something.
So what should we say instead?
Okay, let me start with one of the most useful phrases. Would you mind?
Would you mind, and then what?
Would you mind plus the verb with ing. For example, would you mind opening the window?
Instead of please open the window?
Exactly. Or would you mind sending me that file instead of please send me that file?
That sounds much more natural. But wait, there's something tricky here. What if someone says, would you mind to me? How do I answer?
Good question. This confuses a lot of learners. If you don't mind, you say no, not at all, or no, no problem.
Wait, you say no when you're going to do it?
Yes, because you're answering the question, do you mind? If you don't mind, the answer is no.
That's confusing. So if someone says, would you mind closing the door? I say no, not at all, and then I close it.
Exactly. You can also just say, sure, no problem, if that's easier.
Okay, that makes sense. What's another way to be polite?
Could you possibly? Could you possibly give me an example? Ha, see, you just used good English there. Could you possibly help me with this? Or could you possibly call me back later?
So could you plus possibly makes it more polite than just could you.
Right. Could you help me is fine, but could you possibly help me is softer and more polite.
When would I use this?
When you're asking for something that might be inconvenient for the other person, like could you possibly stay late today? Or could you possibly lend me your car?
Got it. What else?
Here's a great one. I was wondering if...
I was wondering if... And then what?
I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering if you have time. I was wondering if you're free tomorrow.
Instead of can you help me or are you free tomorrow?
Exactly. It's much more polite and indirect.
Why does that sound more polite?
Because you're not asking directly. You're saying you were thinking about asking. It gives the other person more room to say no.
Ah, so it's less pressure on them.
Right. Compare these two. Can you work this weekend? Versus, I was wondering if you might be able to work this weekend.
The second one sounds way better, less demanding.
Exactly. And in professional settings, this is really important.
Okay, what's next?
If you have a moment or when you have a chance.
How do we use these?
You add them to your request. Like, could you check this email when you have a chance? Or can we talk if you have a moment?
Instead of just check this email or can we talk now?
Yes, it shows you understand the person might be busy.
That's considerate. I like that.
Another good one is, I'd appreciate it if.
I'd appreciate it if you could explain more.
Sure. I'd appreciate it if you could send me the report by Friday. Or I'd appreciate it if you could keep this confidential.
So instead of please send me the report, I'd appreciate it if you could send me the report.
Exactly. And it works great in emails too.
Yeah, I can see that. It sounds professional but warm.
Here's another one for emails. Would it be possible to?
Would it be possible to reschedule our meeting?
Perfect example. Instead of please reschedule our meeting, you say, would it be possible to reschedule our meeting?
It's asking if something is possible rather than demanding it.
Right. You're opening a conversation, not giving an order.
What about in shops or restaurants? How do I order politely without saying please?
Good question. You can use I'll have or can I get?
I'll have the chicken sandwich. Can I get a coffee?
Yes. And you know what? In casual situations like that, you don't even need please. Just saying I'll have or can I get is already polite enough. Really?
So, can I get a coffee is fine?
Absolutely. You could add please if you want. Can I get a coffee, please? But it's not required.
What about at work, if I need something from a colleague?
Great question. Here's a phrase I use all the time. Do you think you could
Do you think you could help me with this presentation?
Perfect. Or do you think you could look at this when you're free?
That's good. It's asking for their opinion first.
Exactly. It's very polite because you're not assuming they'll do it, you're asking if they think they can.
What if I'm asking my boss for something?
Oh, good one. With your boss, use would you be able to?
Would you be able to give me feedback on my report?
Yes, or would you be able to approve this budget?
That sounds respectful, but not too formal.
Right. It's professional without being stiff.
Okay, let me ask you something. What if I need to say no to someone? How do I do that politely?
Great question. You can say, I'm afraid I can't, or unfortunately, I won't be able to.
I'm afraid I can't make it to the meeting. Unfortunately, I won't be able to help with that.
Perfect. The word afraid softens the no. Same with unfortunately.
And I shouldn't just say, no, I can't.
You can, but it sounds harsh. Always give a reason after. I'm afraid I can't. I have another commitment.
That makes sense. What about interrupting someone? How do I do that politely?
Say, sorry to interrupt, or if I could just jump in here.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have a question. If I could just jump in here, I think we should consider this option.
Exactly. You're acknowledging that you're interrupting, which makes it polite.
What about asking someone to repeat something?
Never just say what. Say, sorry, could you repeat that? Or I didn't quite catch that.
I didn't quite catch that. I like that phrase.
It's great because you're not saying the other person spoke unclearly, you're saying you didn't hear it well.
So it's not their fault, it's just you missed it.
Exactly. That's polite communication.
Okay, let me summarize what we've learned today. Instead of saying please all the time, we can use phrases like, would you mind? Could you possibly? I was wondering if. When you have a chance. I'd appreciate it if. And would it be possible to?
Perfect summary. And remember, these phrases are more polite than please in many situations.
Because they're softer and less direct.
Right. They show consideration for the other person's time and situation.
What's your homework for our listeners today?
Okay, here's what you should do. Pick 2 phrases from today's episode. Maybe I was wondering if and would you mind?
Just 2?
Yes, just 2. And use them 3 times each this week. That's 6 times total.
So I'm practicing 2 phrases 3 times each in real situations.
Exactly. At work, at home, in a shop, wherever. Just use them.
And by the end of the week, those phrases will feel natural.
That's the goal. Don't try to learn all of them at once. Master 2, then add more later.
Good advice. Start small, build up.
One more tip before we finish. Don't forget your tone. Even if you use these polite phrases, if you say them in an angry or impatient tone, they won't sound polite.
So tone matters as much as the words.
Absolutely. Say everything with a friendly, calm voice. Great point to end on.
All right, everyone, practice those 2 phrases this week.
Yeah, and let us know which phrases you tried and how it went.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Bye, everyone.